The Thompsons lived in an isolated house deep in the woods, far from prying eyes. It was an old tradition, they said, to live this way, secluded and close to nature. Their three children, Emma, Sam, and little Grace, knew nothing but the dense trees and the flickering candlelight of the ancient home. One stormy evening, as the wind howled and the rain lashed against the windows, Mrs. Thompson set the table with great care. The family's meager crops had failed this year, and the pantry was almost bare. Mr. Thompson returned from the cellar with a large iron pot, steam rising from its edges, filling the room with a rich, savory aroma. "Dinner's ready," Mrs. Thompson called in a soft, melodic voice. The children, who had been playing quietly in the corner, eagerly scampered to their seats. Emma frowned. "Where's Grace?" "Grace won't be joining us tonight," Mr. Thompson said, his voice heavy but firm. "She's gone to a better place." Emma's stomach churned. "But I just saw her." Mrs. Thompson cut her off with a warm smile, ladling a thick stew onto Emma's plate. "Hush now, dear. Eat while it's hot." Sam hesitated, his fork hovering over the plate. "What's in this?" Mrs. Thompson's smile faltered, her eyes darting to Mr. Thompson. "A special recipe, passed down through the generations. Eat, or you'll grow weak." The children exchanged uneasy glances but dared not disobey. Hunger won over fear, and they began to eat. The stew was delicious, tender and rich, the flavors unlike anything they had ever tasted. Halfway through the meal, Emma pushed her plate aside. "Where's Grace?" she asked again, tears welling in her eyes. "I know you're lying." Mrs. Thompson's face hardened. "Enough questions, Emma." But Emma stood trembling. This tastes like her," she cried, the realization crashing over her like the storm outside. Sam dropped his fork, his face pale. Mr. Thompson sighed, rising from his chair. "It's for the family's survival," he said coldly. "You'll understand when you're older." Emma bolted for the door, but Mr. Thompson was faster, his strong hands gripping her shoulders. "Not yet, Emma," he whispered. "Your time will come." The next night, the stew tasted a little different. Subscribe for more.